Good morning, all of you. So today we will see about the glycogenolysis pathway, right? So in last few lectures we had a discussion on carbohydrate metabolism, in which glycolysis pathway we have done, and glycogenesis also, right? So today glycogenolysis. Okay, so it is a degradation of stored glycogen. Which is stored in our liver and muscle constituents glycogenolysis. Okay, so the synthesis and degradation of glycogen, they are not reversible processes. Means in case of this pathway there is a degradation, right? And there are some pathways by which you can again get your reactant, right? If you get react product from reactant and reactant from product, that time we can say there is a reversible reaction. But in this pathway, synthesis means synthesis of glycogen and degradation of that glycogen is not a reversible process. Okay, so there is a independent set of enzymes which are present in the cytosol. They are basically used to carry out this glycogenolysis pathway. Okay, so this glycogen is degraded by breaking alpha 1,4 and alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds. So in this pathway you have to understand that there is a degradation, right? So the molecules who are responsible for degradation of glycogen, they are or at which stage you can degrade it, or at which position you can degrade it, that is important. So this glycogen is degraded by breaking that alpha 1,4 and alpha 1,6 glycosidic bond. Okay, so there is an action of glycogen phosphorylase enzyme. Means the alpha 1,4 bond which is present on that glycogen, or we can say that glycosidic bonds, they are cleaved sequentially by this enzyme which is present in the cytosol, right? So glycogen phosphorylase to yield a glucose 1 phosphate molecule. Means if you break that glycogen molecule at the position of alpha 1,4, you will get glucose 1 phosphate. Okay, then this process is called as a phosphorylasis. Okay, sorry, phosphorylasis. Means there is a enzyme which is used for this process, that is a glycogen phosphorylase. So that continues until 4 glucose residues which are remain on either side or a branching point, that is alpha 1,4 alpha 1,6 glycosidic link. Okay, so this glycogen is known as a limit dextrin. Okay, means जे काय बॉन्ड तुम्ही अल्फा 1,4 पोझिशनला ब्रेक केला आहे बाय युझिंग ग्लायकोजन फॉस्फोरिलेज एन्झाईम, दॅट ग्लायकोजन विच इज फॉर्म दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ limit dextrin. Okay, when pathway is there, I'll explain about it in more detail, which cannot be further degraded by phosphorylase enzyme. Means the product, or we can say this intermediate which is formed in the pathway, that is limit dextran, it cannot be degraded by phosphorylase enzyme. Okay, so it bound with one molecule of PLP. Okay, so this limit dextran is bound with PLP. Okay, so then there is a action of debranching enzyme. Means the branches of glycogen, they are cleaved by two enzyme activities which are present in a single polypeptide. So that is called as a debranching enzyme. So this debranching enzyme is a bifunctional enzyme. So which enzyme is used for this? That is glycosyl 4 transferase, which is oligo alpha 1,4 alpha 1,4 glucanotransferase enzyme. So the activity of this enzyme, it removes a fragment of 3 or 4 glucose residues which are attached at a branch and transfers them to another chain. Okay, so this enzyme is used for transfer you can say. So transferase enzyme, it transfers the 3 or 4 glucose residue to another chain. म्हणून त्याला काय बोलतात, transferase enzyme which has a two functions, like it can debranch or it can transfer. So that's why it is also called as a bifunctional enzyme. Okay, so one alpha 1,4 bond is cleaved and same alpha 1,4 bond is made, but the places are different. Okay, so this amylo alpha 1,6 glucosidase, it breaks the alpha 1,6 bond at the branch with a single glucose residue, and also it releases a free glucose, and the remaining molecule of that glycogen is again available for the action of that enzyme which is phosphorylase enzyme, and again there is a action of debranching enzyme to repeat the same reaction. Okay, so that you have to remember की फर्स्ट जे का तुमचं फॉर्मेशन होतं लिमिट डेक्स्ट्रॉनचं, right? Then there is a debranching of that, means you can say there is a transfer of the position of that glucose molecules, right? So त्याच्यामुळे पुन्हा काय होणार आहे तुमचं प्रोडक्ट बनून, मीन्स आफ्टर ब्रेकिंग दॅट बॉन्ड्स, द बॉन्ड्स विल बी गेट क्लीव्ड अँड अगेन यू विल गेट अ ग्लायकोजन मॉलिक्यूल टू repeat all the reactions. Okay, so formation of glucose 6-phosphate and glucose. So through the combined action of glycogen phosphorylase, which is the first enzyme, right, and debranching enzyme, which is second enzyme, glucose 1-phosphate and free glucose in a ratio of 8:1 they are produced. Means जेव्हा ती पुन्हा reaction repeat होते, that time you will get free glucose which has ratio that is 8:1. Okay, so glucose 1-phosphate is converted to glucose 6-phosphate, and this reaction will catalyzed by phosphoglucomutase enzyme. Okay, the fat of this glucose 6-phosphate, they are totally depends on the tissues. So glucose 6-phosphate in a liver, ठीक है. So hepatic glucose 6-phosphatase hydrolyzes glucose 6-phosphate to glucose, means there is a conversion of glucose 6-phosphate to glucose by the enzyme that is glucose 6-phosphatase. Okay, and the free glucose is released to blood stream. Okay, then muscle lacks glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme, so muscle will not release glucose to the bloodstream because muscle tissue जे काय असतात they does not contain glucose 6-phosphatase. So they provides ATP for muscle contraction via glycolysis pathway, right? And we have means I told you that time ki glycolysis it can be an aerobic and aerobic, right? So ते काय करतात ATP produce करतात, so that ATP has role for, means that ATP act as energy, right? So it can be used for muscle contraction. So the liver, kidney and intestine, they contain this enzyme that is glucose 6-phosphatase. Basically this enzyme is used for cleavage of glucose 6-phosphate to glucose molecule. Okay, so this enzyme is not present in the muscle and brains, that's why free glucose cannot be produced from glucose 6-phosphate in these tissue. जिथे हे enzyme present नाही, they are not able to synthesize that product, you can say. Okay, so liver is the major glycogen storage organ to provide a glucose into the circulation to be utilized by various tissues, right? आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये जे काही ग्लायकोजन असतं it is mostly जे काही स्टोअर केलेलं असतं that is in a liver. Okay, so in peripheral tissues this glucose 6-phosphate is produced by glycogenolysis pathway, and that will be used for glycolysis. Okay, so you know the product of glycolysis, right? Then degradation by lysosomal acid maltase. Acid maltase, or you can also call it alpha 1 for glucosidase, that basically used to degrade small quantity of glycogen molecule, and if there is a deficiency of this enzyme, it will be result in glycogen accumulation. It can causes glycogen storage disease like Pampis disease. Okay, so here you can see this is the pathway for glycogenolysis. So as I told you, it starts from glycogen, right? So it has alpha 1,6 bond, you can see there is a branch. Then glycogen phosphorylase enzyme is when act on that glycogen, it will form glucose 1-phosphate. So you can also call it as a limit dextrin, right? Then this limit dextrin, there is a debranching enzyme activity, right? Transferase enzymes hota, which is we called it as a bifunctional because it debranch or it transfers. तो काय करतो त्याची पोझिशन ट्रान्सफर करतो, right? So there is a debranching enzyme activity which is a transferase enzyme, so it forms a free glucose molecule. Okay, so then again there is a activity of alpha 1,6 glycosidase enzyme, and means there is a repetition of the same reaction, right? मग पुन्हा काय होणार, तीच रिॲक्शन रिपीट होणार आहे. मीन्स देर इज अ फर्दर ॲक्शन ऑफ phosphorylase enzyme and again debranching enzyme, so it forms glucose 1-phosphate. When that glucose 1 means when phosphoglucomutase is act on that glucose 1-phosphate, it converts that glucose converted into a glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, then when there is a glucose 6 phosphate, another enzyme is act on that, that is glucose 6 phosphatase enzyme, and that converts it into the glucose, which is our product of this glycogenolysis pathway. I hope you guys understand glycogenolysis pathway. Now here you can see there is a regulation of glycogenesis and glycogenolysis pathway. So we had a discussion on glycogenesis, right? Now we'll see the regulation of this both pathway. So they are controlled by the enzyme, that is glycogen synthase or glycogen phosphorylase enzyme. So you can say these two enzymes, they are very important for regulation of these pathways. So here this regulation, it divided into three main groups, like allosteric regulation, hormonal regulation, and influence of calcium. Now how it is, we'll see about it in more detail. Okay, so first one, that is the allosteric regulation of glycogen metabolism. Okay, so certain metabolites that allosterically regulate the activities of glycogen synthase and glycogen phosphorylase. So these both of these enzymes, they are very important. First one is used for synthesis, means formation, right? And second one, phosphorylase, again that glycogen will be converted by converted to glucose 1 phosphate by this enzyme, right? So this glycogen synthesis is increased when substrate availability and energy levels are high, right? Because every enzyme, they have a specific substrate, right? If it has a specific substrate, then only it can be used for increase the reaction rate, right? So if there is a higher amount or increased level of substrate for glycogen synthase enzyme, it will produces glycogen, and energy levels, means जे काही त्याचं प्रोडक्शन असेल, that will be more. Okay, then this glycogen breakdown is enhanced when glucose concentration and energy levels are low. कधी glycogenचं breakdown होतं when there is no sufficient energy, or you can say glucose concentration, that time glycogen will be break more. In a well-fed state, the availability of glucose 6 phosphate is high, which allosterically reactivates glycogen synthase for more glycogen synthesis process. Okay, means जे काय ग्लुकोज 6 फॉस्फेट बनलेलं तुमच्या ग्लुकोज 1 फॉस्फेट पासून, इफ इट इज हाय, that time that activates the enzymes which is used for synthesis of glycogen molecule. Okay, then glucose 6 phosphate and ATP allosterically inhibit the glycogen phosphorylase enzyme. Okay, so free glucose which is in a liver, it is also act as a allosteric inhibitor of glucagon phosphorylase enzyme. ठीक है, म्हणजे if there is any action of inhibitor, you are not able to produce, or the pathway is not completely give us a more quantity of glycogen, so it require a sufficient amount of substrate, and then only it will in a high amount. Okay, means जे काही synthesis असेल, it will be high. Now hormonal, which is the second type of a regulation. So hormonal regulation of glycogen metabolism, like hormones, which hormones can be used for regulation, that we'll see. So this hormone, through a complex series of reactions, they bring about covalent modification. Covalent modification means very strong modification, like namely phosphorylation and dephosphorylation processes of enzymes, or you can say proteins, which ultimately control glycogen synthesis or its degradation. Means phosphorylation means there is an addition of phosphate molecule, and dephosphorylation means there is a removal of phosphate molecules. So by this both process of enzyme proteins, they ultimately control the process or formation of a glycogen and its degradation also. Okay, like hormones, which hormones can be used for regulation? Epinephrine, norepinephrine, and glucagon, which is a very important protein, right? So which is present in liver, so that activate, or you can say it is a hormone, so that activate adenylate cyclase to increase the production of CAMP pathway. Okay, so this enzyme phosphodiesterase break down CAMP and the hormone that is insulin that increases phosphodiesterase activity in the liver, and it lowers the CAMP levels. Okay, so in hormonal regulation you have to remember, or you should understand which hormones are responsible for increase the production. Okay, then third covalent modification I will means here they are already discussed. Now regulation of glycogenesis by CAMP. Okay, so this is regulated by glycogen synthase enzyme. So what is the role of this glycogen synthase enzyme? It generally used for synthesis of glycogen molecule, right? So हे जे काही रेग्युलेट केलं जातं that can be by a glycogen synthase enzyme, which is exist in two forms, like glycogen synthase a not phosphorylated and most active. Okay, first one, and the second one is the phosphorylated inactive form, means active form and inactive form. So these two, both of them, means first one it can be converted to second one form by phosphorylation process. Okay, म्हणजे फर्स्ट जो काय होता, हा जो काय ग्लायकोजन सिंथेज एन्झाईम आहे, इट कॅन बी एक्झिस्ट इन अ टू फॉर्म्स, राईट. फर्स्ट वन नॉट फॉस्फोरिलेटेड अँड मोस्ट ॲक्टिव्ह. ओके, means no phosphorylation you can say, and second one is a phosphorylated inactive form, right? So that first one, which is non phosphorylated, it can be converted into phosphorylated, and that is the process by which you can convert it, that is a phosphorylation process. Okay, so it catalyzed by CAMP dependent protein kinase enzyme, which phosphorylates and inactivates glycogen synthase by converting that first form to second form. Okay, are you getting it? Then this glycogen synthase enzyme, which is in a second form, that can be converted back to first form by protein phosphatase enzyme. Okay, म्हणजे काय, you can convert that, means जे काय फॉर्म्स येतं ग्लायकोजन सिंथेसचे फर्स्ट अँड सेकंड, नॉन फॉस्फोरिलेटेड अँड फॉस्फोरिलेटेड, you can convert it like reversibly, means A to B or B to A, but different enzymes they are responsible, or you can say different processes they are responsible for the conversion of that product. Okay, then the inhibition of glycogen synthesis is brought by epinephrine, which is a hormone, which is also a norepinephrine and glucagon through a CAMP by converting this active glycogen synthase A to inactive synthase B. Okay, here you can see a regulation of glycogen synthesis by CAMP. Okay, so glucagon, which is present in a liver, then you can see there is an action of hormones like epinephrine, which is present in liver or muscle. It first gives adenylate cyclase, which is in an inactive form, but when this act on that, it will gives us adenylate cyclase. Okay, which is in an active form. So this is takes place in a plasma membrane. So this adenylate cyclase enzyme, it goes towards CAMP. For that it requires ATP. So when there is a phosphodiesterase enzyme act on that, it will convert into 5' AMP. So that CAMP, it will goes towards the CAMP dependent protein kinase enzyme, which is inactive form. So it converts into a CAMP dependent protease kinase, means there is a conversion. As I told you, you can convert it from active to inactive or inactive to active. Then there is a means formation of ATP, you can say. Then it will enter into the another pathway, you can say, which is a glycogenesis, which can be inhibited. Like you can see here, there is a conversion of A to B, right? And again there is a conversion of B to A. If you want glycogen synthase A, which is an active form, there is an action of enzyme, that is CAMP dependent proteins kinase, right? मग तो काय करतो, त्या ॲक्टिव्ह फॉर्मला इनॲक्टिव्ह फॉर्ममध्ये ट्रान्सफर करतो, you can say. And when there is a glycogen synthase B, which is an inactive form, it converts into a glycogen synthase A, which is active form, by the enzyme, that is protein phosphatase enzyme. I hope you guys understand. This is means आपण जे इतका वेळ बघितलं दॅट इज अ डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह पार्ट ऑफ दिस रेग्युलेशन, बट इन डायग्राम यू कॅन गेट मीन्स यू कॅन इझिली अंडरस्टँड हाऊ इट this glycogen synthesis pathway will be regulated. Okay, now the second point you can say, moving on to the regulation of glycogenolysis by CMP. आत्तापर्यंत आपण कशाबद्दल बघितलं, ग्लायकोजेनेसिस, रेग्युलेशन ऑफ ग्लायकोजेनेसिस. नाव ग्लायकोजिनोलिसिस प्रोसेस विच इज अनदर pathway, right? So it can be regulated by hormone like epinephrine, glucagon, which are bring about glycogenolysis by their action on the glycogen phosphorylase through the CMP. So in case of a glycogenolysis, you have to know about the enzymes, right? Which are enzymes, means which enzymes they are used for this pathway, right? So ते तुम्हाला कळलं पाहिजे. Like your glycogen phosphorylase enzyme is very important, right? So this glycogen phosphorylate, it similarly it again exists in a two forms, like active form and inactive form. In active form it can be phosphorylated, and in inactive form it is dephosphorylated. Okay, so this CMP, it activates CMP dependent protein kinase. So similar answer regulation, there is only little bit difference in the enzymes, you can say. So this protein kinase which is phosphorylates inactive form to glycogen phosphorylase kinase to active form. Okay, means the enzyme protein phosphatase, it removes phosphate molecule and it inactivates phosphorylase kinase enzyme. Okay, this phosphorylase kinase enzyme phosphorylate inactive glycogen phosphorylase, which is in a B, to active glycogen phosphorylase A, which degrades glycogen molecule, and the enzyme that is protein phosphatase I, that can dephosphorylated and convert active glycogen phosphorylase A to inactive form B. So here you can see in more detail the diagram. So by diagram you can get, means you understand very easily than your descriptive part, right? तर का आता थोडा कन्फ्युजिंग होतो, पण डायग्राममध्ये तुम्ही काय करू शकतात, व्यवस्थित समजून घेऊ शकतात. लाईक हिअर यू कॅन सी देर इज अ ग्लुकॅगॉन which is present in the liver, right? And similarly like your glycogenesis, and here also the role of hormones, right? So इथं काय होतं, epinephrine which is present in liver on muscle. So initially there is a adenylate cyclase which is in an inactive form. It will converted into adenylate cyclase in an active form, and that is in a plasma membrane, right? So at last you'll see like तुमचा जो काही तुमचं ग्लायकोजन सिंथेसिस होता, सिमिलरली यू कॅन सी देअर इज अ पाथवे फॉर दॅट. बट नेक्स्ट इज द phosphorylase kinase which is an inactive form, and in right side la diste phosphorylase kinase active form. So there are also two enzymes which are responsible for the conversion of this. Like if you want phosphorylase kinase active form, you have to, means there is a action of enzyme that is calmodulin phosphorylase enzyme, you can say, or kinases. It converts inactive to active, and from active to inactive there is action of enzyme that is a protein phosphatase enzyme. Okay, so this is very simple, like your glycogen synthesis, and here you can see there is a glycogen phosphorylase which is in active form. You'll get in inactive by the action of enzyme that is protein phosphatase enzyme, and similarly, so these two they are very similarly. So this pathway, it can be regulated by hormone. So you can say hormonal regulation of glycogenolysis pathway. Okay, so effect of calcium ions on glycogenolysis means this is like your calmodulin, right? Here they have mentioned ki calmodulin phosphorylase enzyme which is responsible for that conversion, like inactive to active. So what is the role of this calcium? So when muscle contracts, so as we all know ki for muscle contraction we need calcium, right? So these calcium ions, they are released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, right? So this calcium is binds to the calmodulin, means that is calmodulin is the protein, right? So calcium modulating protein. So it directly activates the phosphorylase kinase enzyme without any involvement of CMP dependent protein kinase, correct? कारण तो काय करतो, तो काय calmodulin which is an a protein, so it is responsible for the activation, right? So it directly activates that phosphorylase kinase enzyme which is used for the conversion, you can say, or that is the, means it has a role in that pathway, right? So तो काय करतो, directly त्याला activate करतो without any involvement of other enzyme, you can say. So an elevated glucagon or epinephrine level, they will get increases by glycogen degradation, whereas there is a elevated insulin results in the increased glycogen synthesis. So that is only little bit um, means some information about this calmodulins, because it is very important for this conversion. Okay, so for this topic you can refer a Satyanarayan book, which is very important for metabolism, and also you can refer DM Vasudevan book. Okay, so I hope you guys understand glyconeogenesis or glycogenesis processes. So there is only a little bit difference in between these two, which you have to remember. Don't get confused in between glycogenesis and glycogenolysis process. Okay, thank you.